The first GOP debate is set for August 23rd, but candidates will need to meet certain polling and donor requirements first, and they'll also need to commit to supporting the eventual nominee, a pledge that became a big issue in the 2016 primary. For more on this and the race for the White House, let's bring in NewsNation political editor Chris Starbell. Always great to have you here, Chris. I want to get your reaction first to Vice President Pence's speech today when he said the Republican Party must be the party of the Constitution and that anyone who asks someone to put them over the Constitution should never be president again. This puts him close to Liz Cheney territory, who has called Trump morally unfit to occupy the Oval Office.
Yeah, never is a big word. And what Pence did today will reverberate throughout this cycle, regardless of how Mike Pence's candidacy does, right? The issue here is that Donald Trump should never be president. That when he says that, he is delineating, he's creating January 6th as a breakwater in the story of the Republic and the story of the Republican Party. And Pence is the guy who can speak to that. He can testify to it literally and figuratively, because as the prosecution of the president goes forward, here's the hard part for Trump and his campaign. They can't treat Mike Pence like everybody else because of two reasons. One, the legal exposure that the former president is facing. And number two, this is part of the Trump mythology that somehow Mike Pence had the power with a wave of his hand to overturn the results of the 2020 election. So it will have to be litigated, and Trump will have to do it with Mike Pence, and Mike Pence is a stubborn guy.
So how does Mike Pence say this today? He should never be in the Oval Office again, and then say a few hours later that, sure, I'll support the nominee, whoever he is, even if it's Trump.
Well, I think Chris Christie said something to the effect of, I'll sign the pledge. I'll take it about as seriously as Donald Trump did. And it's an unenforceable thing. It's a play. You know, what are they going to do? They don't have the power of sanction against somebody who is already out of the race. It's supposed to be a gentleman's agreement, but it's not very gentlemanly in politics these days. So I think that's probably what.
Yeah, I guess they could all just say, sure, I'll support the nominee, and then not. I mean, you know, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you bring up Chris Christie, because Mick Mulvaney was on the show a few nights ago, and he said that Trump fears Chris Christie more than anybody else on a debate stage. Do you think that's true?
I think Chris Christie is better at in 2012, the Republican Party was really interested in Chris Christie. They wanted this guy, this tough-talking brawler from the Northeast, a guy who had a blue-collar background and wasn't afraid to tell it like it is. And they ended up, when Christie didn't run, right, they ended up with sort of the reality show version of Chris Christie with Donald Trump. This is Chris Christie's chance to prove that he's tough enough. And I don't know what his shot is in this race. I don't know exactly. I can't tell you today what's the pathway to the nomination for him, but I can tell you that he's ferocious, that he is out to prove that he is tough enough, that he can handle this situation. And if I was Donald Trump, between Pence and Christie, those are two tough individuals to have to face on the stage, and they present different challenges that Trump will have to face on that stage.
Right. One is fearless in Chris Christie, and a well-known, I mean, he was a litigator, for heaven's sake. He's a great debater. And Pence has firsthand knowledge and experience, and was in the room where it all happened on January 6th and the hours and days leading up to, you know, the pressure campaign to overturn the election. But both men, Chris, both men will need to explain away their years of loyalty and support of Trump versus their present-day position that he's absolutely unfit to be president. Can they?
January 6th works pretty well for Pence's narrative with Trump, because what Pence is saying is, I did my best. He said, he had a line today, said something to the effect of, I've debated him many times, just off camera, behind closed doors.
Yeah.
So Pence, and we remember Pence from his success early in the pandemic about leading the team and having a good reputation for that stuff. So he wants to point to the good parts of the administration. But January 6th, and I think this is true for many in the country, January 6th and Donald Trump's efforts to steal a second term is a dividing line. That's the one that Pence is going to lean into, and it probably serves him pretty well.
Yeah, in the meantime. All right, 10 seconds, Chris. What do you make of Doug Burgum? I mean, chimney sweep to, you know, software billionaire, but who's heard of him? He's got an incredible life story.
Well, that's what that money's for, right? Now
Yeah.
he's gonna see if he can put those ads out there. And I will just say this is the time. You want to get in, you think you got a shot, get in. Between now and let's say Thanksgiving, a little thereafter, go see if anybody wants to see. Go try and find out, go explore, and then by the end of the year we'll know who's really in the running and who's not. But this summer, get crazy, have fun, run for president.
And people of Iowa and New Hampshire, get ready to see a lot of Doug Burgum ads. Chris Darwell,
That's right.
Always great to have you on the show. Thanks so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.